First set, Emma Raducanu to serve.
Her mom is Chinese, her father's Romanian.
Play.
She was born in Toronto and moved to London, age 2. But at this stage, like 3 different countries want to claim her.
No doubt. For a tennis player thinking of endorsement opportunities, I think she picked the right place.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. First time on ash for Raducanu.
And it doesn't take long to see that Shelby Rogers is a very smooth striker of the ball, has some really nice, easy power.
Shelby's got 10 years on her opponent today from Charleston, South Carolina. Low country, very proud of her. Quarterfinalist before at the French Open. Trying to get into the quarters here. Shelby, of course, got to the quarters here last year before losing to the eventual champ, Osaka, but she beat Rybakina and Kvitova. 7-6 in the third, that one was, against Petra Kvitova. Oh, boy. I got to tell you, I was watching this kid warm up on this court. She had to get used to it, the grandeur of it, you know, the scale of it. And I'm not kidding, Elise. First 10 minutes, all I saw her hit were winning forehands down the line.
Now, beautifully done from Rogers, finding that angle. And you talk about how big that forehand is from Raducanu. And they had to work to put more topspin on it because she just hit it so flat and hard, and they wanted more consistency from it. It's quite a feat to play 3 matches in a row out on ash, and that's what's happening for Shelby Rogers.
Yeah. The singles went quickly yesterday, so they moved her doubles match in here. That flies on Raducanu. Another chance to break. practices that shot.
Deuce.
There's nothing like being 18 and you're playing your 7th match in a row, and you tell the press, I feel fresh.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Yes.
Advantage. Rogers.
Leylah Fernandez, who just turned 19 today from Canada, beat, she's beaten a bunch of people, including Osaka and last night Kerber. And I asked her, do you remember when you were that young and that fearless and played without pressure? And she smiled and said, yes. I said, well, can you ever play that way again? And she said, no.
Game Rogers.
So Shelby Rogers with a break right away.
First
And I
game.
guess that's true, right? I mean, even towards the end of your career, don't you start feeling less pressure and you kind of go for your stuff? Not according to Kerber.
You know, different periods of your career, you have different emotions.
Yes.
And maybe toward the end, you feel as if I only have a couple more shots. And how do I react to that? Do I play freely, or do you just get so bundled up that you don't allow yourself to play?
Yeah.
And we've seen different players throughout tennis history have different reactions as they get into their 30s, and we saw Serena win quite a few in her 30s.
Yes.
Shelby Rogers to serve.
But there's nothing quite like this moment, right, for this kid.
No.
Shelby actually lost a couple of years of her career to a bad knee, right? She didn't want to cut. She tried to avoid surgery for a long while, and then she finally had to cave in and do it.
Yeah, and she had really had 2 knee injuries, and the first one was in 2015, and that torn MCL where she didn't do the surgery, but 2018 she ruptured her cartilage, and that needed to get taken care of.
Yeah, the word rupture.
That's not good.
15.
It's when you rupture, it ain't good.
Yeah.
Let us serve.
And just hitting that ball very well, very cleanly for Rogers, and playing within herself. And that's critical for her, and was critical for her in that big win over Barty. Playing within herself, steadying herself up, because she has that tendency to want to be uber aggressive.
Let us serve.
You see her imploring herself, and that's just a heavy return there off that forehand side, off not a bad serve from Rogers.
It's Raducanu camp. They didn't know they'd be here this long.
And Shelby can shut you down with that first serve.
Deuce.
Can mix it up. Got a really good kick on that serve, especially in that ad court out wide.
Advantage, Rogers.
She does home.
Game, Rogers. Rogers leads by 2 games to love, first set.
How much pressure must she be feeling, Elise? She beats Barty, now she's got to play a teenager?
Yeah, but she's ready.
All right.
I think she's showing us that she's ready for it. And,
Yes.
and she loves the Grand Slams. You look at her record,
Yes.
and this is where Rogers has been thriving. I mean, think about it. 40 is the highest her ranking has ever been in her career. Year end 58 is the highest. But this is a player that's been to 2 quarters of now, 2 quarters of slams here at the U.S. Open at the French. Now in the round of 16 here.
But what if Emma Raducanu, what if she peaks at all the majors too? I mean, she plays her first Wimbledon, gets to the 4th round.
We're going to find out.
Later this summer.
She peaks at 18.
She's already in the 4th round here. I mean, she has become a sensation. Deservedly so.
And I think they made an interesting choice. We know she worked with Nigel Sears beautifully at Wimbledon, reaching that 4th round. But Andrew Richardson, who you see him on the far right of the screen, she worked with him when she was young, and coming over here. She wanted familiarity, someone that she spent years with and felt comfortable with, because this U.S. trip was going to be a big trip for her, and it's worked out extremely well.
She's in trouble on serve again. That's a nice swing. At Wimbledon, Emma Raducanu beat Vondrousova and Kirstea, and then she played against Ayla Tomljanovic. Had to retire. She had breathing difficulties. She said she'd never experienced that before. She figured it was probably nerves on a big court, on one of the greatest stages in all of tennis. No nerves we've seen from her so far at the U.S. Open.
In that match with Tomljanovic, they were just going at it. That was some heavy hitting, and in that moment, it all got to her. But it's also one of these learning experiences, is how to handle these occasions.
Advantage, Raducanu.
I think it's interesting, Elise, that when I asked you to describe Raducanu, the first thing you said is how smart she is and what clarity of thought she has on the court. What a gift that is.
Yeah. When you've got these other gifts, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's number one. That's pretty good.
one thing she can't do in a match today, like she did in a previous round against Sorribes Tormo, which was shocking, just blew her off the court. Rogers, you can't blow off the court, but what she did against Sorribes Tormo, I think everyone stood up and thought, was something wrong with her opponent?
Yeah.
That 0-1 was up 6-love, 5-love against a player that's been one of the best players in the world this year.
She's top 50.
Advantage, Raducanu.
And of course, Raducanu recognizes this game so important. Don't want to fall behind 2 breaks. It's kind of the obvious.
Game
So she does hold. She was in danger of being down 2 breaks. She held it off.
Rogers leads by 2-1, first set. The players are ready. Next
2-1 here,
available seat, please.
opening
Thank
set
you.
for Shelby Rogers. And yeah, this place is filling up.
Any seat is fine. Thank you. Please just sit down.
Rogers doing a really nice job giving some air to the ball, not overhitting, but got plenty of power, plenty of pace.
Has Raducanu faced this kind of heft yet?
No,
This is brand new, isn't it?
Especially not in the last round where she played a real spinny player in Sorribes Tormo who gets a lot of balls back. Just that easy motion that she has on the serve.
50.
And that's a motion you look for servers and see, is that something that you can repeat and repeat? And for her, yes, it is. I guess that's the forehand you were talking about there from Raducanu, and
It's pretty snappy, isn't it?
yeah, and doesn't take too big a swing, but generates plenty of power.
Chance to even up at 2. Second time Raducanu's had a chance to break Shelby Rogers. good hitting. Emma Raducanu
Raducanu.
breaks Rogers 2-0. And that
Two
gives
games
us a
all.
chance at
First
least
set.
to catch everyone up on the US Open app, usopen.org. You can catch up on what's going on with the players, the scores, the outer courts. Also, a reminder, you can go to usopenshop.org. Bad news is we've run out of the US Open windshield defogger, but there's still time to get the official USGA grout cleaner.
You know, the grout cleaner is the thing that I've been looking for. And thank you, Mayor, because I see that you saved one for me.
15 left.
I love this guy. I love this guy. Hank Azaria.
He's funny,
He's hilarious.
but he also can be passionate in his acting.
Yes.
So, you know, he's got range.
Okay, very good. Get him some official US Open grout cleaner. If there's any left. Yeah.
Thirteen, 15.
Well, nice response from Rogers after losing serve. Regaining some momentum. That last point, down 15-30, 30-15 for Raducanu here. Rogers trying to do a little bit of what she did with Ash Barty when she got into trouble, and that's throw in a couple of high loopy balls, try to get her out of her game. And right now, feeling the weight of the shot of Raducanu. And the one thing Shelby said was she's very aware that Raducanu right now is fearless.
Yes. Emma Raducanu takes the lead.
Raducanu leads by 3-2, first set.
It's just taking a lot of selfies of itself. That's wide.
Love 15.
Raducanu seems pretty unbothered by Rogers' balls, huh? I mean, she's liking this pace. She's handling it. Shelby's the one giving up the loose shots.
And feeling it, feeling the weight of shot that's coming from Raducanu. And yesterday when I was watching Rogers play that doubles match, and it was an incredible match, and was thinking, is this a good thing for her that she's out here the next day, or is it not so good that you're playing 2 days in a row, these just highly emotional matches?
How did her doubles match go?
She lost 7-6 in the
Love
third.
14.
Yikes.
So it was, of course, it was here on Ash. The crowd was smaller, but almost as crazy as it was the night before. And that's a lot of emotion. You're expending a lot of emotional energy when you got to get back out here. the next day.
15-14.
Shelby was playing with Petra Martic, and they'd already gone 3 sets in their first round match. And then they lost to Dabrowski and Stefani, the 5th seeds. And that went the distance. Not exactly a day off, is it?
No, no, it's not.
How about this? How about this? Emma Raducanu now with a 4-2 lead.
Raducanu leads by 4-2, first set.
It's not as easy when you're 28 to play all these back-to-back matches, but Fernandez, she beats Osaka, she comes out, wins a doubles match the next day, comes back out, beats Kerber, back out there playing. It's
Yeah.
Youth. There's nothing like youth.
La 15.
Maybe the first really bad forehand
Love
we've
official.
seen from Raducanu there.
She's had 8. She's had 4 winners, I should say. 3 of them off her forehand.
15-13.
Well, she's very smart, and she doesn't try to knock you over with the first shot, but she certainly tries to set things up and set her points up, and that's what she did in that last match against Sorribes Tormo, where she just, whether it was the return or the serve, she set herself up for that second ball, and then worked the points from there.
30-all.
And if you're Rogers, that's a return that you know you can't miss. Down the break a serve, really have an opportunity. You get a look.
16th error from Rogers against just 8 winners.
$40-13.
And just sets up for that big Western forehand.
Game, Raducanu.
Another ace. 2 in that game. 5-2
New balls,
opening
please.
set for the 150 ranked
Raducanu
18-year-old
leads by
from Great Britain.
5-2, first set.
Shelby Rogers serves to stay in this opening set.
So, Mary, I've always
Love
felt
15.
if you go into a match and you think you're going to lose, you're going to lose. But if you go in and if you're not thinking you can win, there is no way you're going to win. So Rogers had to have gone into that match against Barty, even though she had never beaten her, thinking, I've got a chance, I can do it.
And you're right, Elise, she had lost her 5 times in a row, 4 times this year alone.
Kind of the old Vitas thing.
Exactly. You think she's playing a lot worse today?
She's playing a different type of player, and with Barty, what she did so well the other day was deal with the Barty slice, and she was prepared for it. Well, she ain't seeing any slices here.
No, she's not.
She's seeing some just big hitting off of both sides. And you saw her reaction when she won that match. And as she always says, the tears fly no matter what. But having to regroup after something like that, that was one of the great moments of her career. I mean, the crowd, you were here, and the response, it was just it was overwhelming.
It was a nice sound, wasn't it? Set points for the teenager.
Wait, please, wait.
With that forehand down the line, Emma Raducanu takes the opening set in 37 minutes. Zoinks! Raducanu 1 set from the quarters.
And you look at a year in tennis, and you play so much coming into the U.S. Open, and Rogers has played a lot of tennis. Raducanu, on the other hand, she has not. And that's nice hitting from Rogers. But Raducanu, during COVID, she basically took a year off and worked on her game.
Yes.
And didn't play any events for over a year, and comes out in England and was lights out, which was remarkable unto itself. And it's interesting when you watch Raducanu serve. In that deuce court, she stands out very wide, which is something we see lefties do in the ad court. You don't see as many righties do it in the deuce court, but she does that well, gets that wide serve out so wide that she sets herself up. And that's good depth from Rogers there. And between mixing things up a little bit more, getting greater depth, not letting Raducanu pressure her early in the point is what's going to possibly get Rogers out of the pickle she's in, as we'd say. Look at that. That is quite the stat. 14-1.
Rogers has to change that step.
Let first set.
Raducanu's had 2 aces and 2 double faults. No aces or double faults for Shelby Rogers. She's got a pretty good serve. Wow.
Game.
Got back that big return, Billie.
If you
First game.
If you
second
add
set.
movement to the equation on
Okay.
top of the big hitting,
Okay.
it's looking good for Emma. And that was just really impressive because Rogers just pummeled that return, and Raducanu was anticipating it, and that's just innate. And this crowd would love to get behind Rogers. And Raducanu's been really smart because she's kept him out of it.
Yeah. Shelby said something pretty when she beat Barty the other night, and she had the fans behind her. Shelby Rogers said that the crowd picks
Love
its
it.
favorite, and somehow they win. And that's what it's been like here at the Open, hasn't it? Alcaraz taking out Tsitsipas, Raducanu coming good, Leylah Fernandez.
Fernandez.
Yeah.
When you think about that Fernandez match, Osaka came in, that nobody knew who Fernandez was in that crowd before that match started. And,
Right.
and they loved Osaka before it began, and
Yeah.
then fell in love.
Yes.
15 all.
Love is funny that way.
It is. It's fickle.
Yes. And Rogers has got to be on her feet.
15,
You got to be ready
15.
and not ready for that response off the return. And if you know the way that Raducanu played against Arribas Tormes, what she said is, I'm looking off of that return to hurt you right away. Hit through the court is what she talks about.
Oh, I mean, just so many mistakes from the veteran American. That's her 21st.
15 14.
And the thing is, I feel badly for her because she's not playing the way we know she can. And if she starts losing, she will lose the crowd. She's got to somehow figure out a way, like hold here, throw a fist in the air, yell, come on, and get the fans behind her. Again, that
Game,
forehand down the
Raducanu.
line does the damage. She's up a set, Raducanu. She's up
Raducanu
2-love
leads
in the second.
by 2 games to love. Second setter.
Last night, Muguruza looked down and out.
Yes.
She was down a set, down 4-love, couldn't buy a shot, and just started hitting through the ball.
This is
Started
against
playing- This is
Krejcikova.
against Krejcikova. At least got herself back into it, and started playing so much better. And that's something Rogers is going to have to do. Just completely change her game. She's got to find her
Love
feet
15.
and hasn't reacted, hasn't had the explosive movement that we've seen from Raducanu, but needs to maybe now just find some of the fearlessness that she talked about with Raducanu.
Love 30.
And Rogers, I would maybe just take a step over. That wide serve is just causing her fits in that deuce court. Force her to serve up the tee.
Wait, please.
From love 30. This kid has only dropped 12 games coming into this round. And so far, she's only dropped 2 here.
And she's just hitting her spot, especially in that deuce court.
Game, Raducanu.
This is going away in a hurry. 6-2 and now 3
Raducanu
love.
leads by 3
The
games to
18-year-old
love,
Brit.
second set, and by 1 set to love. Love 15.
And when it rains, it pours. And for Shelby Rogers, it's almost you want to just go out there and just smack her legs a little bit. Like you got to get those feet moving. That's just focus on one thing. Focus on the feet right now.
Love 30.
Well, before the U.S. Open, Rogers, I saw some of this match against Siniakova in Chicago, and she threw in a clunker there. It was not good, and I was so impressed with how she turned things around here, and maybe just hit the limit a little bit.
I feel awful for her. Just cannot seem to meet this moment. There's her mom. And the double.
Game,
Oh boy, a love break.
Yep, I know the feeling.
Raducanu leads by 4
There,
games to
I
love,
just-
second set.
Yeah.
It's one of these, I've got that feeling. And so many years ago here, I had a big win, got to the round of 16, pulled an upset, came out in the round of 16 and threw in a clunker. And the sports page at the Baltimore Sun, the front page of the sports page goes from the penthouse to the outhouse.
Yikes.
But that's, that's that feel. It's just, it's a horrible feeling when you're out there and you've played so well. And
To
then,
get here, yes.
And then this is not what you want.
No, quick reminder, go to usopen.org. Scroll down to the do-it-yourself section. Under gardening tips, there's a terrific 2-part story called Uh-Oh Snails.
And now, I know you snails effectively, Mayor, and you're gardening. So no uh-ohs with you.
No.
But unfortunately, big uh-oh here for Shelby Rogers.
Yes.
Just feel for her.
Yeah. Oh, someone just said, "We love you, Shelby." They're trying to get her going. Forty love.
Really nice there. And
40-15.
think about Raducanu right now. Just takes Sorribes Torma. Was up 6 love, 5 love. Now up 6-2, 4 love on Shelby. This is craziness. Your first 2 slams of your career.
Raducanu.
Slam dunk. 6-2, 5
Raducanu
love.
leads by 5 games to love. Second set and by 1 set to love. Love 15. Fifteen all.
Talk about an adjustment for a player from the 4th round that we saw at Wimbledon to what we see out here today in a matter of months, handling a situation so differently.
Shelby, who's got to take some deep breaths.
30-15.
I'm also impressed with how Raducanu has not let up.
No.
You know, when you're playing an opponent that you're expecting that person to start playing better, and she's just not going to allow it. She's got her foot to the pedal here.
She guessed.
40-30.
Shelby holds on. How well is Raducanu returning? It's
Game
Shelby holds on.
Rogers.
Rogers still down now, 5-1. The 58-minute mark. Shelby Rogers, a 28-year-old
Raducanu
from
leads
South
by
Carolina,
5
ranked
games to
43 in the
1.
world, playing
Second set.
an 18-year-old who in only her 2nd major is a game away from making her first quarterfinal.
She has just gone to Old Faithful, and that deuce court serving out wide the entire match, and Rogers has just had no answer for it.
Got a nice piece of that
15
one.
all.
Remember, Rogers broke Raducanu right away. Hasn't come close since. Raducanu's broken Shelby Rogers 5 times.
15-13.
That's nicely struck.
And listen to the crowd. They will get, if she can get this break a serve,
14.
they will implode on her behalf.
Oh, what a stab! Oh, she can do that too? She could read a passing shot?
30-14.
Check this out. Does the right thing, goes up the line, gives herself a chance, and then just sticks that racket out.
Deuce.
96% first serve percentage in this set.
That's considered good.
Yeah, 78% for the match against, with a serve that's not a pancake.
And with that, quarterfinal point for Emma Raducanu.
Raducanu. Deuce.
And you just get the feeling that she's very much playing within herself.
Oh, yeah.
This for her, this is not extraordinary. This is how I play.
Yeah.
This is how good I am.
Another match point.
Advantage. Raducanu. Deuce.
Finally, it took.
You've been telling her to move over there.
It took a
Advantage.
long time
Rogers.
and looked for it. First time we've seen that.
Deuce.
No match point.
How smart is she?
Advantage.
You called it, Elise.
Raducanu.
All right, the wide one didn't work last time. I'm going right up the tee now.
This is the only nervous game
Yep,
she's played.
this is it. This is it where those forehands, which have been so clean, and there was off balance, kind of snatched at it. It's nice to know that she is human.
Gives herself her 4th
Advantage.
match point.
Raducanu. Game, set, match. Raducanu. 2 sets to love, 6-2, 6-1.
Oh boy, what a U.S. Open. What a U.S. Open. 18-year-old Emma Raducanu is in the quarters. In only her 19th revolution around the sun, Emma Raducanu takes out Shelby Rogers, the giant killer, 6-2, 6-1.